Saturday morning, and I wish to share with you some things which remain, but the person who has kept all these things over the years is no more. This is my mother's sewing machine, which is actually worn out sewing machine. It's all in bits and pieces. It's turned so brittle. So I've covered it with a towel which she would always use to clean her little belongings. This is the little fan she would put on while doing her work at the table. And this is a little museum which I have made for her. She had made this little wooden box in which she actually kept a little toy which I had given her, a caterpillar. She kept it very safe. But then later I made this little box into museum of her things. These are her pets, her cats and her dogs. This is a picture of Christ which she was given, somebody had given to her. This is a little cross which I got for her from Italy. And this is the photograph of the Last Supper. I think I had got it from some place. I had given it to her, so she had kept it very safely. This is also a part of her museum. This statue of Pieta I had got from her, for her rather, from Italy. This is a cross. I think it is an heirloom family cross because it has been with us since ages. I don't remember how many years. But she used to tell me that it's probably from, since she was a child, she has been having this cross. This is a wonderful thing actually. This is the miniature of the St. Stephen's Church. Now this church has a significant role to play in our lives. My grandfather, at one point in time, I'm talking about the early 90s, he was the caretaker of this church. Many of the things in this church were made by my father. My parents got married in this church and my mother was born on this church compound. So I got this church memento, the miniature of the church, from one of the school alumni gatherings. They were kind enough to make such things and open it to the public for sale. So I got it for my mother and she was excited when she actually held it in her hands. Okay, and these are the little things, you see, my mother's belongings. Let me see if I can open slide the glass door. If not, I will show you from here. My grandmother's spectacles, my mother's spectacles, and my father's mouth organ, my mother's NCC whistle and the mouth organs my father would play. And this is a little bottle of turpentine. I do not know why my mother had kept it, but then I kept the bottle in the same way. This is my father's cigar box, the silver cigar box, and the innumerable, I would say, the scissors, since my mother was very fond of tailoring. She was an excellent seamstress. So these are all her different kinds of scissors. Another cigarette box of my father. The little wooden dolls, she would keep And the clips, you see these clips? She used to clip paper on the clipboard and write her daily expenses. These are the three little statues which I have seen since I was a child. I do not know how many years she had kept it and why, but she was very fond of them. They got off color, and she did not have paint with her, so she just had some white paint lying around at home, so she painted everything white. So whatever I could manage to reserve, and conserve. This is my mother's museum. This is her place. In this sewing machine, she has stitched all my clothes since I think as long as I was in college. She used to stitch all my clothes. I have not worn any ready-made clothes from the market. Everything was stitched by her. Everything was stitched by her. The 83 years of her life, the machine was her life. The machine lies motionless, and she is no more, but for the memories. Yes.